All right, welcome back to Hard Hits. We have two more matchups that we're going to be reviewing, and then we are going to take a look at next week's matchups, and then we'll take a look at the power rankings. So, with that said, the two more matchups, I clearly believe they were the best two matchups of the week. One of them was the matchup of the week. And the first one we take a look at is Notepad Chicks going up against Mr. Incognito, a matchup where Mr. Incognito needed to win. Another one of those high draft picks, high expectations, going up against just raw talent. I mean, Notepad Chicks led the league in scoring in week one, didn't make many moves to really boost up his offense. It was just a matter of drafting properly. It was a matchup, it was a heartbreaker. Like, Frank ended up winning this match on Monday night. It came down to fucking Baker Mayfield, who won the game for Mr. Incognito. But Baker sucked. Like, if anybody watches that game, Baker sucked dick. Like, he was not good at all. You look at the top scores for Mr. Incognito, like, he got fucking bailed out. Reina was the better player, I believe. He had 5 players in double digits. We look at Mr. Incognito. You know, he had 4 players in double digits, and one of those players was his fucking defense, who I believe was second in the league in scoring, 39 points. But you faced up against Miami Dolphins. Like, that doesn't count. Like, you got fucking lucky. You got bailed out, Frank. You got bailed out. You got lucky. 39 points from the fucking Patriots. 14.1 points from AB, the rapist or the molester, whatever you want to call him. Like, he's not even going to be on your team next week. He doesn't have an NFL team to play for next week. Baker Mayfield had 14 points. He sucked if it wasn't for that 80-yard pass to OBJ. And then the 13.3 points from Montgomery was probably the only good performance from your, like, normal, raw talent performance from your team. Like, your team sucks. Like, I don't know how you won. Like, you should thank the gods that you're 1-1 right now. Thank the clown gods, because people like Divock don't get wins, and he's like getting punished by the fantasy gods, and he's 0-2, and you somehow pulled a victory, even with Cohan going 3.5. Why are you starting 2 Chicago running backs on your team, by the way? Like, can we take a look at that? Evans with his 8.1, and your bench didn't even do anything. So it's like, you got an average team, and you got to get it together. But we take a look at Reina. He had 5 players in double digits. Saquon led the way with 21. Kirk with 14.4. Wentz at 16.5. Cooper at 12.4. Ertz finally got on the board with 13.2. I mean, it wasn't a solid performance, but at least his team contributed a whole lot more than Frank's team. All I got to say is Reina's the better team. You got lucky, Frank, but you're 1-1, so that's all that matters. Fantasy is about luck, according to Chris, and it is. There's no skill whatsoever. You pick up somebody, you drop somebody, you plug that person in, boom. Anyways, moving on. We look at the matchup of the week. It's a matchup that clearly met all the standards that we needed. We had the power season, who fell short in week 1. The power game, who fell short in week 1. We had In My Thielens, Ricky, who I don't know how he won in week 1. Oh, I remember, because of fucking Sammy Watkins and Dak Prescott, who proclaimed that he was going to win. He was just like, you know what? I don't know who I'm winning. I'm going to get that dub. And he went up against Luke, and Luke, it just... Let's keep it real. We're going to break down every position. We're going to look at the quarterback in this matchup. We'll look at the wide receiver. We'll look at the running back, look at the wide receiver. We'll look at the running back, the quarterback, the tight end, the defensive players, whatever. We'll break that all down, and we will. But you got fucking lucky, because Jamison fucking Crowder caught a pass when the game didn't matter. When you're losing all fucking 3 2/3 quarters, Jamison Crowder got you 6 fucking points. And that was 4 points. 4 points got you the victory. And you got it. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're 2-0, buddy. You beat him by 2.1 points. Still don't know how you're doing it. And I told you Dak Prescott will never have the fucking performance he ever had. I take that back. Because he's probably going to do it in week 3. But in week 1, he had a solid performance. He had 32 points in week 2. He might score 60 points in week 3. Because it's the fucking Dolphins, and the Dolphins are ruining fantasy football. But I digress. So we look at the matchup as a whole. Luke got fucked. Luke got fucked. Capital F-U-C-K-E-D. Fucked. That's what he got. We look at the quarterback position. It was pretty even keel for the most part. Russell Wilson, 26.2 points. Dak Prescott led the quarterbacks with his 6 points. It's pretty much even keel. We look at the wide receivers. Boyd, Landry, Scary Terry, which is, I think, is the most solid waiver wire pickup in the league, with his 14.7 points. Boyd had a solid performance. Landry just sucks right now. But his wide receiver core did beat Ricky's wide receiver core. We look at Watkins. I told you Watkins ain't going to do shit ever again, with 7.9 points for Ricky. Jones with 7.8. Crowder with 6. His wide receivers suck. I don't know how he won. We look at the running backs. Kamara had such a letdown game for the power game. AP had a decent performance, 10.2, but it didn't stand against Ricky, who had Connor with 12, but he also had probably the top waiver wire pickup last week with Mostert with 23.6. Lucky son of a bitch. Tight end Olsen had a great performance with 14 points. Cook had 4.5 points. So the advantage obviously went to the power game. We look at the flex. DK was a solid plug-and-play with 13.6 for the power game. And then we looked at Bernard was not a solid play with 1.8. We look at the defense. One of his double-digit performances for Ricky was Martinez. Blake Martinez, 10 points. We look at it. Obviously, the points, the solid performance from Dak Prescott, and the solid waiver wire pickup for Mostert. Who thinks of these things? Who thinks of picking up the second string special teams running back? If you're an Niner fan, it makes sense. But to start him, fuck no. But he did. And we have some people that picked up Wilson in this fucking league. What the fuck? But regardless, you did your thing. No, I'm not. I can't give this guy fucking credit. Jamison Crowder fucking went. You're 2-0. Talk to me next week. Sorry, Luke. So we take a look at how did I do last week when it came to picks. I did bad. I was 3-4. The fourth down and bitches versus Bukaki. I picked Joel. I picked myself. I picked Connor Joe picked the commissioner. Lost. Raquel versus Pop. Obviously, that was a hands down. You got to pick Pop, right? That was a win. Anthony versus El Jefe. Lost. Because I don't know how Jeff won. We look at Juan versus Chris. Got that right. Even though Juan got fucked in the end. Mike versus Divock. Got that wrong. Because Divock's an underperforming fantasy person. Frank versus Raina. I don't know how I picked Frank. I don't know why I did, but I got that right. And then Ricky versus Luke. I picked Luke because everybody in this league would have picked Luke. Everybody in this world will pick Luke. And everybody in this world got it wrong. So we're wrong. So I was 3-4 last week, 7-7 overall. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing 500. So this week we will see. This upcoming week. We look at the matchups. Fourth down and bitches versus El Jefe. He's going fourth down and bitches is going through way too many fucking injured reserve out players. It's becoming team hospital beds again. But I am going to lean towards fourth down and bitches. It only makes sense. We have Cooking a Little Sudden versus Bukaki. I think Bukaki's gonna just jizz all over Cooking a Little Sudden. Sorry, but your team's scrambling. You're scrambling. We have Trash Season versus the Elite. I think this is the game the Elite gets his shit together and brings it back. But what do I know? Chris always burns me. And then we have Ricky in my feelings against Boo Boo Juan. I hate to say this, but Juan's not going to win, especially he has a couple of wide receivers out for this matchup. I really don't want to see in my Thielens 3-0. I don't know what to tell you. It's the schedule. That's what I do have to tell you. We look at Limo Ride, Jet Flying Son of a Gun against the Power Game 2 times. I think the statistics will tell you Limo Ride is going to fucking grab this victory and go 2-1. But I think the gods have to be in Luke's favor. He's got to grab a victory, right? He's got to. So I'm going to go with Luke. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going for Luke in this victory. We have Frank, Mr. Incognito against Speeding Bullets. This is a league of parity. Like you look at when you look at the power rankings. When we get to the power rankings, it's really hard to go through. It's parity, and I think this is going to make things a little bit more difficult. I'm waiting for Speeding Bullets to just break out of his shell and grab this victory, and I think no better time than now. Speeding Bullets should grab his first victory, and I think the high sense of urgency will slow down just a little bit. Who are the Patriots playing? You have Antonio Brown. Mr. Incognito's not going to grab this victory. I got to get something right around here. Like I'm doing this every week. Something needs to be right. You guys gotta be like, yo, yeah, he's spot on. The only thing I'm spot on is the matchup of the week. They have been matchups of the week. And with that said, we are gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we will go through the matchup of the week, and we'll take a look at the power rankings, and we will be out on our way. Thank you for tuning into Hard